I don't want to like oust any of the controllers or own. But you look at these mega corporations who literally rely on the fact that their pay rate meets the requirements for people. It pays just above minimum wage, maybe not enough over when minimum wage, if not minimum wage itself, for quote unquote low skilled labor, which is not a thing in my opinion.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as low skilled labor. That's my opinion. I'll die on that hill. But they also rely on the fact that their employees are able to get the social uh, net
Benefit, yeah.
benefits, such as Medicaid and food stamps. And what did they just cut or really make really, really hard to get? Medicaid and food stamps.
So right there, in their own admission, they do not pay enough for someone to live,
Hmm.
survive, thrive without additional assistance.
Yeah, and the federal minimum wage has been at this level since I want to say the 1900s. I will say that because Gen Z loves to say, "You're from the 1900s, ain't you?"
What I think needs to happen is there needs to be a multiplication cap based on the top to the bottom.
I mean,
You should not have the
okay,
disparity between your bottom line worker and your CEO being 2 to 400 times,
yeah. I
you know.
as it was described to me in business school that I never attended, but I got a little piece of paper from because the business school went out of business. So that's I question the quality of the education that I got. And the following 2 decades of just basically following business as a hobby. Legitimately, that's what I
It
do.
goes back to the learning a trade from someone who doesn't run the business.
Yeah, there
It's
you
really what
go.
it is again, you learn everything from someone who learned how to run a business from a book versus someone who ran a business.
Yeah. Um, so
Anyway,
most of my teachers had ran businesses. That's
okay,
the
you were saying that.
caveat, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like they were running BlackRock. They were
Okay.
running a shoe store. One
Eh,
of the teachers had a shoe store, and he was like, "This is what I did," and I'm like, "That's amazing." But
okay.
anyway, I forgot where I was going off. We went through such a random tangent.
You're talking about your business degree paper from school.
Oh, that as I understood it. Okay, that's right. As I understood it, and it was explained to me, you should not make over X times your lowest paid employee because they will, resent you and all these other social issues will pop up and you'll have a lot of churn. You'll just have a lot of turnover.
Didn't you just describe every workforce, every job, every company?
Unless they're the labor of unions, union labor actually does not experience that at all for whatever reason, unless they're in the public sector. Public sector labor unions are different than private sector labor unions, but those in the labor unions have a tendency to, for some weird reason, have better pay, better benefits, better health care, better working conditions. It just makes it better. And a lot of stuff rolls over into the private sector. And if you don't like unions, I want you to do me a favor. Take your 8-hour workday, take your holidays, take your weekends, and shove them up your ass because labor was brought to you by unionized labor.
I don't. That's what's the weird thing is I don't even. The only way someone would not like a union is to understand what it would be like without it, not to. I mean, really, how can you not benefit for someone representing your interests? Because the people who want you to work for them only are going to offer you enough to get you in the door.